Hey racers, John Racer through today, and welcome back to the second race of the Hot Wheels 2022 King of the Hill Championship. And as you can see before you, we have 50 beautiful Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars about to take on one of the fastest tracks we've ever had on this channel. We're gonna call it the 2-lane. As you can see, it starts on top, a very high slope going all the way down through the tables over, I believe, 24 feet long. I think it's actually 23 feet long for this track, and cars carry a lot of speed. This King of the Hill battle will feature a whole bunch of high-speed racing and a whole bunch of high-speed crashing. That is what you have to look out for on this track, and we have a lot of blazing fast cars. So let's take a look at some of the cars, and then let's get on to the King of the Hill. Like I said, we have 50 cars about to go head-to-head today, and we have some fast ones. The Lamborghini Sesto Elemento are notoriously fast casting. Will he become the king? That is a hard question to ask. We have a couple of faster than ever cars. We have a Porsche Carrera faster than ever, and an Aston Martin DBS faster than ever, and we have a Ferrari 458 faster than ever. If you guys remember the last King of the Hill, the Ferrari 458 did get dethroned in the last race, which is depressing, but he's coming back again for another try. We have a Toyota Supra, which is extremely fast, a faster than ever Ferrari California. The Porsche Hill Climb cars are always super fast. The Aston Martin V12, we have a Bugatti Chiron. The Lamborghini Huracan Performante has always been fast. The Ferrari F12 has been fast. And last but not least, the fastest car I believe we will see will be this Chevy Gasser. A few years ago, I did a tournament with all my cars, and this finished third in the tournament. It is an absolutely blazing fast car, one to look out for, but that's not all you have to look out for in these cars, because like I said, this is a fast track. It really doesn't matter how fast the car is. You just got to stay planted and make it to the track. At the end of the track. The rules are the same as last time. Two cars will go head to head until there is one car crowned the champion at the King of the Hill. If a car wrecks and it's leading the race, we will do a redo, but if a car wrecks and it is not leading the race, we will not do a redo. And if both cars wreck, of course, we will have to do a redo. So let's go ahead and just start the races for the second episode of the inaugural season of the 2022 King of the Hill Championship. First up, we have a Ford Mustang versus an Acura NSX. And look at that, it is going to be lane 5. That is the NSX taking the first win. Up next against the NSX is a Nissan GTR wide body. And it's going to be the NSX once again beating out the Nissan. Next up for the battle, we have the Maserati MC12, which is a very fast casting. Oh, but not fast enough. The NSX manages to sneak the win away. I was not expecting that. Our next matchup is the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. I'm very curious to see who wins this one. And it is going to be the Sesto Elemento easily taking the win over the NSX, becoming the new king. The king now sits in the inside lane. Up against it, we have a Honda CRX. Oh, look at that. Not a fast start from the Lamborghini, but he's still going to bring it back on the straightaway. Insane. Next up against the Sesto Elemento, we have a Formula E car. Formula E has a great start, but it's not going to be good enough. That Lamborghini is just too fast down the straightaway. Next up on the track, we have an Audi RS6 Avant against the Lamborghini. And it's not even close. The Lamborghini has so much speed as it defeats the Audi. Now we have a faster than ever Porsche Carrera. Let's see how fast it can really be. Oh, it's gonna be a close one. It is lane 6. That is the Carrera sneaking the win away from the Lamborghini, becoming your new king. That was a close one. That was an extremely close race, but now up against the Carrera is the Ferrari FXX. And look at the speed the Carrera carries. Unbelievable. The Carrera takes it. Like I said, this track is unbelievably fast, and these cars are proving it. Next up, we have two faster than ever cars. The DBS goes up against the Carrera. And it's not going to be fast enough. The Carrera takes it. Next up, challenging the Carrera is a McLaren Speedtail. Oh, the Speedtail has speed, and the Carrera is going to crash and fly off the track. An unfortunate wipeout, and the Carrera was in the lead, so we have to re-race that. An absolutely horrific crash for the Carrera, but he's still going. Here we go, race 2. The Speedtail has the speed. It is lane 6. That is the Speedtail. I have to check and see if the Carrera wrecked again. And then if he wrecks a third time in a row, the Speedtail might just take it. The Carrera did in fact become derailed after that race. If he becomes derailed one more time, then it's just a forfeit and the McLaren takes it. Let's see. It's gonna be close, and it's gonna be lane 6. That is the Speedtail with the fastest race we've seen so far. The Speedtail takes it. An unfortunate end to the reign of the Carrera, but now the Speedtail's the king, and up against it is the Bentley Continental. And wow, that Speedtail comes back with so much speed. The Speedtail takes it. Up next against the Speedtail is the Plymouth Superbird. Wow, look at that. The McLaren just doesn't have the speed off the get-go, but on the straightaway, it brings it back. Wow. Up next is the Nissan Skyline. And the Skyline, oh, it's the McLaren's going to wipe out. He's going to trigger the lane forward, but he still manages to take the win. Incredible race. Skyline unfortunately loses. Next up is a very highly anticipated car, the Ferrari 458, faster than ever up against the McLaren. Oh, it's going to be close. It is lane 5. That is the McLaren taking the win. Absolutely close race. Next up, we have a McLaren versus McLaren matchup, the Speedtail versus the F1. And it's going to be the F1 in lane 6 holding his lead over the Speedtail, becoming the new king. The F1 becomes now the 5th king we've seen so far in this tournament, and they are showing up very unexpectedly. Let's see who can take it now, the F1 up against the Volkswagen Beetle. The Beetle loses his speed, doesn't finish the race. The F1's going to take it. Next up, we have a Supra. Oh, the F1's going to wipe out again, but he has so much of a lead, it does not matter. He beats the Supra. Next up on the track, we have a Mazda RX-7 to try and take the crown. And it's going to be the F1. The camera out of focus the whole time, but the F1 easily takes the win. Our next challenger is a Lamborghini Murcielago. The Murcielago does not have the speed. The McLaren keeps getting derailed, but he doesn't matter. He still takes the win. And checking the track here, the track doesn't seem to have any informalities, but I will try and redo it so that cars don't get derailed as much. If the F1 beats Circle Tracker here, he will be the longest reigning king in the tournament. Let's see who takes it. Circle Tracker does not have the speed to beat down the McLaren, unfortunately. Next up is the Mercedes-Benz AMG GT3. The AMG does not have what it takes to beat out the McLaren. Our next challenger is the Custom Mustang. Oh, the Custom Mustang derails, but he was in last, unfortunately, putting an end to his racing career and letting the McLaren take another win. Next up, we have another Nissan Skyline R34. The R34 doesn't have the speed, and McLaren takes it once again. Now we can have some challengers against the F1 with the Ferrari California faster than ever. The California doesn't have the speed to beat out the McLaren, unfortunately. The McLaren takes it. Next up is the Jaguar F-Type Project 7. The F-Type Project 7 becomes derailed, but he's in last place, so it does not matter. The McLaren takes it. Next up, the Porsche 911 GTI, a hill climb car. Very flat, very base. Let's see how the car does. It's close! It's going to be lane 6, but the McLaren wipes out in the lead. That calls for a re-race. The Porsche really needs the McLaren to slip up here. And it doesn't look like it. Lane 5 is going to win, and the McLaren is going to take it. However, before we get into the next race, I want to let you guys know only a small percentage of you guys are actually subscribed to the channel. So if you consider subscribing, it's free, and you can always change your mind afterwards for all of this awesome Hot Wheels racing. But that's all. Let's just get back to the race. Next up is the Ford GT up against the McLaren. The Ford GT loses the speed, and the McLaren takes it. The McLaren F1 absolutely making a name for itself, dethroning all of these fast cars. Our next car up is a Nissan Fairlady Z. And it's not even close. The Fairlady Z loses it. Next up is a Mazda MX-5. The MX-5 loses the speed. The McLaren's so fast it becomes derailed, but it does not even matter. Next up is the Aston Martin V12 Speedster. A bad start for the McLaren. It doesn't matter. The McLaren takes it. I don't remember exactly how many cars the Datsun 510 beat in the last tournament, but the McLaren F1 is making a name, probably dethroning the most cars in a King of the Hill matchup, which is an achievement all by itself. Next up, we have a Chevy Camaro. And look at that F1, so fast, doesn't even matter. Our next competitor is the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. And it's gonna be the McLaren, no surprise there. Next up is the Toyota off-road truck, but we all know who's gonna take this one. The off-road truck with a bad wipeout off the track. It's gonna be the McLaren, easily sneaking that win. Can the Bugatti Chiron take down the McLaren F1? It does not look like it. The McLaren takes it and breaks the track in the meantime. Our next competitor is a Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo. The Super Trofeo has the speed. He has the speed to beat the McLaren, but it wasn't enough. The McLaren still takes it. These races are absolutely insane. The McLaren F1 might be the fastest car we've seen so far, but next up against it is a Mercedes-Benz A-Class. The A-Class doesn't have what it takes either. Wow, this thing's fast. Does the Dodge Viper have what it takes? Let's see. He's closer than most of the other competitors, but still not enough to beat the McLaren. Next up is a very fast casting, the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. The Berlinetta, it is lane 5, he doesn't manage to take it. The McLaren gets loose, but still manages to take it. Wow. Next up is the Nissan GTR against the McLaren. The GTR does not have what it takes. It's gonna be lane 6, but the McLaren still takes it. Next up on the track is the Jaguar F-Type. Man, the F-Type just does not have the speed off the get-go, and McLaren does. Next up is the Lamborghini Diablo. The Diablo has some speed, but not enough. Next up, we have the Nissan 180SX. And the 180SX has more speed than I thought, but not enough. The Alfa Romeo 8C is up next. The 8C does not have what it takes. The McLaren dethrones him again. We are down to the last 5 cars, starting with the Corvette 01 convertible to see if they can take down the McLaren. And not a good start from the Corvette. The McLaren takes it. Next up, we have a Lotus Elise up against the McLaren F1. And look at that, not even in the same league. McLaren takes it. But wait, the next competitor is a fast one. This Chevy Gasser is fast. Does it have what it takes to dethrone the car that has kicked out the most cars in the season so far? The McLaren F1, let's find out. Oh, it wrecks in first place on its roof. We're gonna re-race. Remember, if the Gasser wipes out 3 times, he's over. Can he dethrone him? And it's lane 6, yes he can! The Chevy Gasser dethrones the F1 with the most dominant performance of the season. The McLaren F1 dethrones 30 of the 50 cars in this tournament, which is absolutely incredible. It is a record, and if he holds this record, will be sent to the championship no matter what. But the car that dethroned him has 2 more cars to beat. We have the Chevy Bel Air Gasser now up against the Porsche Taycan. The Taycan holds its own, but the Gasser's still gonna take it. And last but not least, the Bugatti Veyron. The last tournament we had for King of the Hill, the car that raced last won the tournament. Will this happen the same? It'll be interesting because the Bugatti Veyron I know is fast, and so is the Gasser. Let's see who takes the final race. It's not even going to be close. The Gasser becomes derailed, but the Gasser's going to take it, dethroning the Bugatti and becoming the king of the super fast 2-lane. Will the F1's record ever be broken? I don't know, but since he holds the record for the most cars dethroned in a King of the Hill, he might be moving on to the championship with 30 cars. There'll be 50 cars in every single tournament, so no worries there about inconsistency with the records. But your King of the Hill today is the Chevy Bel Air Gasser. The Bel Air is put on the shelf with the previous winner, the Bugatti EB110, who won in the last race, which is an absolute miracle. But now we have a Bugatti and a Chevy in the King of the Hill Championship. thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have a car that thinks can perform well in the King of the Hill series, make sure to like the video, comment down below what that car is, and subscribe, of course, to see your car race in the next one, because chances are I'll race it. This was an extremely fast track, and if you guys want to see different tracks in the future, make sure you like the video and let me know what tracks you want to see, and I will make sure to race them in this series for you. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.